This is, as David said, the very first live debate we're holding in the collections outshoot to the Digital Banking Club. We're asking to what extent they're going to supplant existing methods, to what extent they can't replace existing methods, and to what extent the two can find mutual benefit in being used together.
When we've held focus groups and we've talked to customers about the digital journey, nearly all of them have said, well, really, we want to have one contact with you, we never want to really hear from you again, and we're certainly not interested in this digital stuff. But actually that is completely different to actually what we've experienced. So it was really interesting to see what customers would say in a sort of a group session, and then actually how they then behave. It's turned out to be really quite different.
Don't assume, regardless of demographic, that people are comfortable with getting on a digital journey and actually know what to do, particularly in the area of collections and recoveries, because they're probably not thinking straight anyway. In that scenario, they're under pressure, that sort of thing. So do things like explainer videos, for example, educating them, taking them through what it means, and also be very clear within the journey and within that language about what it is that they're committing to.
You know, if indeed a payment plan set up via a non-voice channel is going to be more likely to stick, and that's another way of driving your commercial efficiencies, because you've got a customer on a payment plan, they're reducing their balance, they remain in the agreement, and that, you know, that's the best thing for the customer and for the organisation. So I think it's looking at how you can drive the right outcome, as everybody knows that's what you want to do. Improve your efficiencies by reducing your headcount, but also, you know, making sure that the customer's got the choice.
It's at that point now that we are starting to explore that digital aspect, and that's going into the collections world as well. So rather than just your standard telephony and letters, after working out into even as similar as mobile text, emails, and the self-serve aspect as well. From our perspective, we've talked about developing an app and having customers to add meter reads, make payments, view bills and so on. But I think the consensus is that the energy industry just isn't sexy enough to have an app.
We haven't entered on this journey believing it is going to fully supplant the traditional collections channels. We see it very much as a complementary tool, something that will reach out to different customers at different points in the life cycle and add to the engagement we have with customers rather than replace the existing engagements that we have.
I think from the way that we are getting towards the fact of introducing a digital strategy, and more so what we've learned today, an engagement strategy, more so a digital, actually getting the customers to engage with us rather than have just the digital aspect between text, email, web chat and so on. So identifying when customers need certain types of communication, and also the impact of what that means for ourselves. So it is a roadmap, it is a journey for us, and it will get to a point where we need to understand what works well and with what customers.
Engaging with the customer is absolutely key to being able to understand their situation and therefore help them to the right outcome. Digital helps us to reach out to those customers. But in doing so, you don't want to cut off the customers who actually would prefer to deal over the telephone in the traditional call centre fashion, speaking to a real agent.
What we advocate at Intelligent Environments is working with our customers to have a truly omni-channel. Where we've seen some real successes with our customers is where they've got both the traditional channel employed, and they've got a very well-rounded, very tailored digital strategy as well. It's about getting the best of both worlds, absolutely.